Hey everyone, this is Steve from GamersNexus.net, and today we are in Star Citizen's Hangar Module Plus Arena Commander, the dogfighting module, as it were. It has been released as of last night in version 0.8, alpha form, so it's quite early in development. Will be pretty buggy, I am sure, but nonetheless, that is the game. If you're curious if I'm excited about this, the answer lies in this helmet that apparently was already on my head. I don't know how that happened. So let us examine the helmet here. It is quite the helmet. We'll push F to pick that up. Say hi to my fish right here. This is my fish. I don't know if you've met Bert. That is Bert. Let's head over to the ship. I believe this is the Aurora, because as I may have mentioned, this is the poor man's Hangar module. It is the journalist backing the game Hangar module. That is what you get, I suppose, in this position. So here we've got our ship. Many of you have already seen this part of the game. You can lie down in that bunk if you so please. We do not please to do that. We please to go kill Van Duel, which are the bad guys in Star Citizen, or at least some of the bad guys. So the Arena Commander module is a dogfighting module. It was announced at PAX East. I have video of that announcement and interviews with Chris Roberts after he announced it. He is the CEO and chairman of Roberts Space Industries. Here we have an option to basically choose free flight versus killing bad guys. I haven't played this at all in space yet, so we are going straight for killing bad guys, and we're going to pick the map with the most fire because that seems safe. Let's hit launch.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Enjoy the ride. Don't tell me how to live my life. So here we've spawned. I'm assuming WASD seems to control as one would expect. It looks like
Radar
A and D are
contact.
used for very handy flanking. I think those are my friends over there, Vixen and Warlord. Pretty appropriate names. Got some movement with the mouse, and I know that we have to lock on. Let's check out these key bindings. Okay, so pretty cool key binding screen rather. R locks onto the nearest hostile. That is the only button I need to know how to use. Let's jump
Stand
into
by.
this.
Scanning.
So we're throwing some boomerangs here to lock on to the hostile enemy. And I'm just gonna close in on it and shoot. So this is raw gameplay footage of the Arena Commander module in Star Citizen. This game is in extremely early alpha. Oh, I'm gonna hit that thing. I think I'm gonna hit that thing. It's in very early alpha, and that means two things. First of all, it means I have no idea what I'm doing, and neither does anyone else in this game. Right now we are not. Oh, okay. I'm a pro at this game, apparently, because I just killed that guy, and one of my allies committed suicide because I was so good at it that he decided he was no longer needed. So, oh no, was that an enemy that suicided? I don't know. It said someone suicided, but we've got two enemies on screen here. They are both AI. I was not set into the multiplayer dogfighting test, but it is allowing new players in every so often, so keep an eye on the channel for that. And of course, if you are a backer, perhaps you will get an email as well. So, Star Citizen, what is it in its current form? It is currently version 0.8 alpha. It is very early alpha, available only to some of the earliest backers on Kickstarter. I need some energy here. Only available to some of the earliest backers and people who have spent a hell of a lot of money on the game. And outside of that, really what you need to know is that it is a space flight simulator, it is a space combat simulator, and in the future we'll have all sorts of other things like economics and trade and territorial wars between effectively guilds. They're organizations in this game, but they are effectively guilds. Oh gosh. We're just gonna pretend that did not happen. I think I actually crashed into the enemy there. So, good news for you, Chris, if you are watching, Chris Roberts and Star Citizen team. Collision works. I have tested collision for you. That was intentional. I am doing some free QA right now with collision. Looks like looks like we've still got the
Radar
2 enemies. I
contact.
don't see the third one, so I think we've
Standby.
still only got 2.
Scanning.
Wow, this AI thing in my helmet talks a lot. So we've got oh right, 0.8 alpha. If you are playing this, or you will be playing this shortly, report any and all bugs that you find, because it is a true alpha. This is not some early access, basically done alpha. No, it is actual alpha. It's going to be buggy. The assets in terms of art and graphics are not done yet. In fact, the first thing I did before even starting my recording was check graphics settings, and you'll see here that we've got one option, which is quality, and it basically goes low to high, or very high rather. So on a 780 Ti, that is not a concern. We're just going to leave it at max. Okay, connection to server lost. I was not on the server anyway, so that's not a concern for us right now. But yeah, as I was saying, graphics are not done, art assets are not done. This is all basically, for the most part, placeholders from what I understand. We have spoken with the team pretty extensively over at Cloud Imperial Games, the guys working on Star Citizen, and they've got a long way to go. But that's okay, because the game now has 43, I want to say, $1 million behind it, maybe a little more. It's quite a lot of money, so they have ways to go to make sure they're delivering the product that they really want to deliver, and I think it's okay to take time on that. So in alpha, the purpose of this really is just to get some of the early backers and supporters in to see the game, make sure that it is being
Scanning.
Scanning. There's the third one. So it is in fact being worked on. That's kind of the primary item here, to inform their backers. And also it's to help them alpha test, and that's really just to kind of ease load on the team and make sure some of the systems are in place. Insofar as multiplayer combat, that is the most important element here for testing. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna hit this thing or not. So for multiplayer testing, they're really just looking at how stable is this game with multiple players, how many players can it support. In my interview with Chris Roberts at PAX East, we were told that the current number is 11 players, and that was as of PAX East, so it may well have changed. If you are in the multiplayer alpha for Arena Commander, please comment below and let us know what the max player count is right now. But for AI, we've got 3 bad guys in Wave 1, and then our 2 trusty enemies, only one of whom has attempted to kill himself multiple times. But I apparently can't speak because I keep almost crashing with the Vandal ships here. That is a pretty cool looking ship. I do not believe ship boarding and ship capture is implemented yet, but if it were, that would be my my #1 priority right now, is capturing that thing. Although I have kind of lit it aflame at this point. So we see our damage numbers popping up there as I'm shooting these things. That is the damage I am doing to them, not vice versa, as far as I know. And we've got our UI elements on the left here. You can see the fairly interactive UI on the left side of my screen as I'm spinning in 6 axes in space. That is pretty cool stuff. So the UI is meant to be fairly immersive. Oh, that's cool. I keep interrupting my sentences here. Can you tell I'm excited for testing this thing finally? So that is the boundary. That's kind of very Hunger Games like, really. Oh my gosh, that was close. Anyway, what was I saying? The UI is supposed to be very immersive and useful, but it's not supposed to look like it's flat and two-dimensional as in most games. And part of this is for virtual reality purposes, so Oculus Rift will be fully supported. Oh yeah, there we go. Sweet, we killed them all. So virtual reality stuff like the Oculus Rift will be fully supported, and that is only expanded by the UI being a proper 3-dimensional UI that you can see is hovering off these panels over here. The panels are not done, by the way. Those will actually have things on them in the future. But if we hit tab here, you can see that we release the cursor and can move around freely. There's nothing to interact with right now, I believe. There we go. It is supposed to allow you to free look, which is pretty cool, especially once we start getting into multi-ship combat and things of that nature. So let's get back into the fight here. Now, in terms of the UI on the left side, we can hit F1, F2 brings up our weapons in their current state, and we lock onto an enemy here so you can see how that works. You can see I've got 2 laser cannons on this ship because I have the very, very poor Aurora. So they have energy that gets drained as I fire. That's what's been going on this whole time. That's why my my fire rate slows down as I shoot more of it, and also why I try to be kind of sparing sometimes when I'm not 100% sure I can just hit them off the bat. If we go ahead and hit F3, it will give us a look at... Oh man, that was pretty exciting. That's a lot of damage. It gives us a look at all of our items currently on this ship. I believe this is effectively an inventory. Nothing we can really interact with right now, at least not in my ship. Oh, that's what it does. It says killed itself when you kill it, in fact. So F4 gives us our shields. Right now we can only see front shields, and they're at 100%, but you can see that the ticker bar there surrounding the word front did decrease when I got hit. So it is a functional UI element. And in the future, I don't think we can do this right now, or at least not in this ship, but in the future, you will be able to divert energy from different components of your ship, like shields or weapons, to the other. Same goes for throttle and things of that nature. You'll also be able to go dark if you want to try and be more stealthy and sneak up on someone. You can go dark to disable effectively your visibility on their radar in terms of infrared tracking and other types of tracking, things like that. So, lots of other cool stuff coming in this game in the future. Espionage is one of those items between organizations, which are, again, the equivalent to guilds. So espionage will be handled basically by allowing players to join multiple guild equivalents so that they can spy on one and report back to the other. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely getting some metagame into the actual game and working it all in the content very smoothly in a way that still fits canon. Simulation boundary. I think that guy's almost dead though, so I'm going to ignore them. Now, I believe I tested this at PAX a little bit. I believe we can get the camera in third person. Let's try that out. Okay, so this is impossible to shoot, but you can see the ship, so that's kind of cool. Let's hit insert again. There's some more of the ship that looks like the back. There's the front of the ship with me sitting in there flying like a pro, aka I have no idea what I'm doing, please help me. And we'll hit insert again to go back into the cockpit. We can zoom in and out, which is really just super focusing your eyes, I suppose, when you scroll up and down. Let's get in here and kill this guy, help out, who is that, Vixen? That's Vixen. Let's help out Vixen.
Stand by.
Hit R to lock on. Takes a second to lock on. You can also cycle targets, I believe, with E or T, one of those two buttons. So we're gonna swivel around here, keep them locked in our sights, and boom, that is one more enemy down. Time to swing this baby around and hit the last one and trigger the third wave. So really not too hard to get used to, pretty cool. I have the FPS counter in the top right, hopefully that's not bothering you. I think you guys can see that, that is from Fraps. The reason for that is really just to let you know the kind of frame rate I'm getting with the 780 Ti and 3570K. I know that may be intimidating given the price of the 780 Ti and the fact that this is 60 FPS, but I do not think you need to be worried. It's just the game is not at all optimized. It's not even close to that point yet because they're not done with the art assets, and it is of course not even integrated with any type of drivers at the moment as far as we know. AMD and Nvidia of course cannot release drivers for a game that is not anywhere close to completion, so it is not optimized in its current state, which means that you're going to get pretty average and unimpressive FPS on just about everything that you play with, but such is the nature of an alpha. Certainly not a bad mark on this game. Let's go for this guy. His name is Little Kane. I want to take him out, and I believe there can only be one Little Kane, so that is what I am going for right now. I want to hold the title of Vanduul. What does it say? Prime Little Kane. Oh my gosh. How did we not die? I think he died right when I flew through him. Yes, no, I don't know. Something was dead, and we flew right by it and got lucky, so that was good on us, I suppose. You can see we've got the mini-map in the center there. It's actually kind of an orb that's very cool in terms of immersion. That's how I've been finding these guys thus far. Oh man, now you can see our shields working. Apparently I'm currently testing these shields. Left side, check that UI element out. You can see it dropped all the way down to 10% for a moment there until I could escape and let it recharge. I'm not sure if our hull strength is also shown in that location. Perhaps that's what the inner blue tick is representing, the hull strength or something. Whoa! Good thing that guy's a good pilot, because that would have been deadly a second time now. Trying to take him out. Ouch. This one's actually hitting me. This is much harder than the other ones. Pretty fun though, pretty fun combat for something that is currently so simple for testing. It has promise for the future. Of course, I do want to make note, this game is not done yet. It has a lot of money behind it. Please be careful with how much money you invest into a game that has really no promises in terms of getting all of it back. Some people have invested a huge amount of money, and you need to be careful with that because it is always possible for a game to be bad. Just look at my thoughts on Watch Dogs for that. So I think this is as good a stopping point as any. You can see my ember charred remains floating around in space with what appears to be, is that a helmet? I believe there's a helmet in there. So once again, guys, this is the Star Citizen Arena Commander module. Star Citizen is being released in modules, starting with the Hainer module already out, the Arena Commander module now out, and in the future we are looking forward to the multiplayer dogfighting extension and some of the FPS mechanics. I did an extensive interview with Chris Roberts on FPS mechanics at PAX East. Go to our channel, hit the search button, and type in Chris Roberts or FPS or Star Citizen, and you will find all three of those things. If you are interested in this game, there's a lot of content on my channel. Check it out. Please like, comment, and subscribe to make sure you see the future stuff. And I will see you all next time. Peace.
Weapons system